Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Dime and welcome to another video for our Blender tutorial. I actually made two parts for this series, but you guys asked for it, so here it is. This is the stuff that we did so far. It's nothing really too detail, and stuff like that. So I think we should start to add some more details to it. So let's just go ahead and go to Blender. Okay, so what we're gonna start with is just going ahead and learning the new Blender 2.8. It's really different from Blender 2.79 or any previous version of Blender, but there's of course good stuff and like some stuff that I'm not really a fan of, but we're just gonna skip that part. I'm just gonna start with collections. We have those right now. I'm gonna tell you what they do. So this is what you should see in your Blender. If you have more than one on our tutorial, just delete it. Okay, so double click on the collection and then go ahead and name it main. Click enter. Okay, so that's our main layer. Actually, those are layers. Okay, let's go ahead now and right click and click new. Double click on that one and then call it project. So that's where we're gonna be working with our objects when they're separate, when we're just modeling on one thing and then focusing on it. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and click on the eye here so we can hide the main stuff, right? And then just focus on the project one. Click Shift A and we're gonna add a cube. So now click scale, so that's S 0.05. Okay, so it's really small right now, but don't worry. So click SZ and then 16. Click enter. So now we're gonna go to materials and we're gonna add the material right away. Okay, so you don't want to click new, you want to click here, and then you want to go ahead and add the third material to it. So now click tab, make sure everything is selected. So Alt A is to deselect and A is to select. Click U and then Q projection. Okay, there we go. Now here, let's just go ahead and open this. If you don't see this, just click here and then click on UV editor. It should pop up right here. So make sure you're in edit mode. So click tab, then select this window over here. Click A to select the whole thing. Then click S, then X, and then 2. Click enter. Okay, we can go ahead now and put this down. Right, just like that. Okay, now click number 1. Click Z and go to wireframe mode. Yeah, go to edit mode, of course. Click on the edge select right here. Click Alt A to deselect everything, and then click B and then drag in the middle like this. So you should see, let's just zoom in with our scroll wheel. You should see the lines on the side are selected, so make sure the top and the bottom one are not selected, right? Click Ctrl B, then 0.4, then make sure it's set to 3 segments by using your scroll wheel. You should see it right here. It says how much segments you have, so we're gonna place it on 2 and then 3. Okay, click enter. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and click tab, right click, and then shade smooth. So click Z and go to solid. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click Shift D, then right click. Okay, then rotate, so R and then X 90 degrees. Click enter. We're gonna click S and then 0.9. Click enter. Click Shift D again and then right click again. Click S and then 1.5. Click enter. Then S, Shift Y, and then 0.8. Click enter. Then GZ 1.3. So we just moved it up. These are like some commands that I'm using, like they're shortcuts. And if you want to make it really precise like I am, you're just gonna type these coordinates in. As I'm saying the number, you just type it on the keyboard. It's really easy. So click G and then X. And then 0.25, right? Click enter. There we go. Now we're gonna click tab on while this is selected. Okay, just go ahead and just look at the middle of the pipe. Click Ctrl R, then click left click and then right click. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and click Z and then go to wireframe. Okay, click number 3 on the numpad. Click on face select right here. B. And then select the left side like this. Click X and then faces. Okay, now we're gonna click tab to exit the edit mode. we're gonna go ahead and click on the modifiers tab, click add modifier, and then add the mirror modifier right here. Okay, so disable the X and enable the Z. So that should make our symmetry modeling work out quite well. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and click Z and then go to solid mode. We're gonna just turn on camera to this face over here. Click tab. Okay, make sure you're in face select. Alt A to deselect in case something is selected. Then left click on this one. And now we're gonna go ahead and click I. That's for inserting 0.3. Click enter. Then click E, 0.17. Okay, click enter. We're gonna go ahead now and just move it over here. Add 2 loop cuts here. So that's 1, 2. Left click and then right click. We're gonna go ahead and click Alt A to deselect the loop cuts. We're gonna go to edge select. Make sure you're in edge select. Okay, we're gonna just zoom in and then use shift and then middle mouse button. So we can just drag around. So shift alt, hold it, and then left click on the last vertex right here. Like the last one in the middle. I don't know, just select the same one as I did. Then go ahead and click S 1.5. There we go. Okay, click Alt A to deselect everything. Loop in middle. We're gonna make a loop in middle. So Control R. Okay, make a loop cut. So that's left click and then right click. And then G, Y, minus dot 3. Okay, click enter. We're gonna go ahead now and click Control B, then 0.05. Okay, make sure you use your scroll wheel to go down to make only one face, so one segment, and then click enter. Okay, now we're gonna turn around to this side, so the side where the window is located at. We're gonna click Alt A to disable, like all selections. We're gonna click on the face select mode. We're gonna select this face over here. We're gonna click E to extrude, and then 0.17. Click enter, and then click tab. Okay, there we go. That was not so hard, was it? So we're gonna go ahead and, you know, like select that thing, like the thing that holds the curtains. Then select hold shift and then select the the frame of the window. I don't know what's it called. Okay, when we have those selected, we're gonna click M and then click main. So what that did is that it moved our stuff from this layer, from the project layer to the main layer. So now we're gonna hide the project layer and show the main layer. Just focus on this, so left click. And it's a bit off, right? Yeah. We're gonna go ahead now and select it the same way. So select the pipe thingies with holding shift. Then click G, and then we're gonna click X. Then we're just gonna move them over here. And as you can see, we're kind of have this like sticking over here. So we're gonna click G, and then Z, and then move it down, just so when it fits the window. There we go. Okay, yeah, that is looking great. So the last thing we're gonna do in this tutorial is that we're gonna make the walls like have a wallpaper. We're gonna make a wallpaper for the walls, but we're gonna make a vintage one like the old one, you know, because I think that's the style of the isometric room we're going for. Yeah, we're gonna select the room and we're gonna go to materials here. Then we're gonna go ahead, add a new material. Go here and we're gonna call it wallpaper. Click enter. Okay, so we're not gonna use a principle here. We're just gonna go ahead and find the diffuse one. There we go. Now when it comes to color here, you want to click on this little empty circle. Click on it. Then you want to find image texture. Click on that and then click open. So you don't see it, but there's let me just do this. There's an open button here, so we're gonna click that. And then we're gonna go to, I provided this image in the description, so just go ahead and download it. You wanna go ahead and just locate the image where you downloaded it. I'm just gonna do mine right now. Okay, when you find it, you wanna click it and then go to open image. There we go. So there's nothing happening right now. It's really just, you don't see anything. So we're gonna click Z and then go to look dev. And we have some weird stuff going on here. Why? It's because we didn't unwrap the room. So in order to do that, we're gonna click tab to go to edit mode, Alt A to deselect anything that was selected previously. We're gonna hold shift and then select every face on the wall that we have, just like that. So every face that is facing like towards us, we wanna select it like this. We wanna click U and then Q projection. As you can see, that already looks much better. We're gonna go ahead and now drag this window over here. Make sure you're in UV editor. Select the whole thing by pressing A. Click S. Okay, so when you scale it, you want to go ahead and just drag it down. See if you want to make it the texture bigger or we want to make it smaller. So I feel like we should make it like bigger. It should be larger. So I'm just gonna scale it down in order to make it larger. Like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna left click. I'm gonna click tab to exit the edit mode, and I'm gonna drag this down. Now, we're not done because you can see here, if we use our middle mouse button, you can see here that we have some weird stuff going on here. In order to fix that, we're gonna go ahead into our shader. We're gonna click a minus on our wallpaper shader, and we're gonna click on new material here. Double click, then call it normal. Okay, so that's our normal default shader, which is just like plain white. And we're gonna also make it here, click and make it a diffuse shader. Don't worry, we're gonna make the wallpaper still. So click tab, and whilst this is still selected like this, click plus here, then click here, click on wallpaper, and click assign. There we go. Now we can click tab to exit the edit mode. Okay, so before we finish this tutorial off, I'm gonna do just one thing that was bothering me from the first tutorial, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and select the floor. We're gonna click scale, then 1.05. Okay, click enter. Now we're gonna go and click 7 on the numpad. Click shift and middle mouse so you can control it. We're gonna zoom it in. Make sure it's on vertex select right here. Okay, select the floor, G, and then hold control and then just lock it to the edge, okay? Look at the edge with your mouse and then click left click. Okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and click G and then Z and then just hold shift and just move it up so we don't get any collision going on with the floor. Okay, there we go. Now what we did is that we kind of fixed the planks, because there was no planks over here and it was really annoying for me. Okay, now click Ctrl S. You should totally save your scene. Okay guys, so that was it for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. You can subscribe if you want to continue the tutorial series, and I will see you guys in the next video. But till then, take care.